Yeah, I know. We'll wait for your intro song.
Ow! Ouch!
What a perfect intro song. That is so fitting for the beginning of the show, because my first question today was going to be, hey, how did cooking go? Erin?
Ouch.
That dinner was delicious, by the way. Uh-huh.
It went okay, except for the fact that I put my I found this recipe for my roasted potatoes, and you could put them in a cast iron skillet. Wonderful thought. Make them super crispy, Put them in the oven. They start smelling good. I take them out, go to bring them on a plate. The pan's really heavy, but I have my one strong arm.
Not strong enough.
Scoop out the rest, and it gets really fucking hot in that hand. So I try to run back over to the stove to get it onto it.
How'd that go?
Before I could get there, it started falling a little more, and so I grabbed it with my other hand and burnt the shit out of it. So I dropped the pan and burnt my carpet.
Yeah. And now you got carpet stuck to the bottom of your cast iron skillet. You got a big cast iron skillet burn mark on your carpet.
I know. It's so upsetting.
Your hand can't even handle this podcast. That's why you started it off wincing in pain, ruining
Same hand.
That was gonna be a perfect intro song, and now it's just gonna tell everybody how clumsy you are.
I always burn myself when I cook, though.
Yeah.
It's like nothing.
And when you curl your hair.
Yeah.
And when, I don't know, you burned yourself other times, I feel like.
I'm just prone to burns.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I think you're just clumsy.
No.
Sometimes.
No.
Every once in a while.
I mean, if you get me around a hot surface, I guess so.
I mean, I guess that goes for everybody, though. Everybody's clumsy once in a while.
Exactly.
Just not with a scalding hot cast iron skillet that weighs way too much
It is
for
really
your
heavy.
little girly arms.
I had it just fine. It was a mixture of heat.
Clearly you did.
And I lifted today, so my arms are pretty sore.
Yeah.
So.
Well, your muscles aren't the only thing that felt the burn today. Your carpet did too.
Oh, God.
It's going to be there forever.
Remember that forever. That's so upsetting. I'm so mad about that.
What do you think about the new design work here?
Yeah, I like it.
I got a bigger screen.
It looks good.
I stole it from your room.
I know.
Thank you for the TV.
I will be needing that back, though, at some point.
I mean, it's actually the perfect size, because if it was any bigger, it would not fit on the shelf.
I bet you can't even find like a new TV that's, I guess you could, that size.
Yeah.
But
It's okay.
that's from like
it works for what it is.
the 90s.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Sure. It's a TV. It's a monitor.
Yeah.
Now we got our little logo. It's not really a logo. It's just a picture from my Instagram, but we're using it as our podcast logo. We never even said the name of this podcast. I guess we just jump right into it. We had the intro song, but we never had the name.
Welcome back to Quality Time.
With Nick and Erin, but mostly just Nick.
Totally.
Yeah. We don't have the intro song yet, though.
No.
No.
I was trying to record it tonight, but then I hurt my hand.
I think we'll just use it.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Sums it up.
Just wait
well.
for the next episode. I promise. We're going to follow through on a next episode promise.
Please don't.
No, probably not. I'll never get around. Every promise I've made on this channel so far, we have not kept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
even know what official number this is.
5?
I think so. This is the 5th one. That's pretty crazy. 5 weeks so far.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That kind of flew by.
I know.
It did.
Time flies. That's why it's important to use your time wisely.
Yeah.
Put some things out into the world, because then you look back and you're like, oh, look at that. We actually did some stuff.
Yeah. I went to go get homeowner's insurance today. I went to an insurance guy, and he was like asking how old the roof was and stuff. And I was like, oh, since I've been living here, it's been replaced. That's been like 5 years.
Yeah.
Since I've lived here. Like, I've lived here that long.
Yeah. Time
holy
is
shit.
super flying.
It's like 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to fly by soon too. And then I'm going to be 40.
God damn.
Yeah.
That's
the
a
last
lot.
5 years flew by. I feel like, I mean, just the time since the election, I feel like that was just the other like last year.
I know.
It's already coming up again. That's 4 years.
That's
down like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we didn't blow up. I'm glad we're all still here.
Yeah, nothing happened. Literally nothing happened except everybody cried and yelled at each other, and
we're more divided, I feel like. But I think some of us are together.
Are we really?
Divided.
I feel like we're just as divided as always.
I mean, maybe just more outspoken, or there's more like social media.
Yeah, it's the social media.
Yeah.
It's like we're all little
like
dramatic
Twitter
teenagers
and stuff like that. Yeah.
on the internet.
Yeah.
Going through our adolescence, because the internet is like 20 years old. Like the main social internet and searchable internet, like Google and
wow.
And Google only came out in 99. Nobody was really on it. I mean, I got on it in like 2000, 2001 maybe. Like that's not even 20, that's 20 years ago, almost
I only
going
remember
on.
AOL.
Yeah. Well, I was on that too. But there wasn't much you could do. It wasn't like the current internet. There wasn't YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and TikTok.
MySpace.
Yeah, MySpace. I'm on the TikTok now.
Yeah.
I'm working on it.
Do you even TikTok?
Yeah, I'm trying things out. I posted a video an hour ago and I have 10,000 views.
Shit. That's awesome.
Over 400 likes.
Hell yeah.
I don't know how this thing works. I'm just putting it out there. I'm going to be a total dickhead on there and just troll my way to the top.
Yeah.
That's what works on these types of apps.
Sounds about right.
Just stir the pot. Get a little notoriety out there. And surf that wave all the way up.
Nick the dick.
Until they shut down the app. And then I have to start all over on a new app. That happens a lot. I've been on several apps.
Yep.
And I troll. It does well. And then I get popular. And then, no. So who knows?
I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay, we won't talk about TikTok and the tech podcast. I know. I need to start my own.
Definitely.
But I am constantly refreshing this because I'm trying to understand what's happening on here.
Wait, how long have we been dating?
Since
4
yeah.
years?
I mean, yeah.
4 years?
About, yeah.
I've been living here longer than 5 years. Because I was here with my ex.
For sure. You were here when I met you.
4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my God.
Yeah.
7 years? 8 years maybe?
Welcome to adulthood. Soon it's all going to run together and be a big blur. And you're not going to remember if it was a year ago or 6 years ago.
That's so
crazy.
Because
all of that time you pretty much did the same thing every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Live my best life. Living my best life.
I mean, we do a lot of different stuff, but you're going to remember those things as like, we did that when we were in Colorado or whatever. But for the most part, like time frames as far as, was that a year ago or?
Just like Colorado was last year, right? When we went to Colorado?
So I don't even know.
I know.
Because
Maybe
we
2 years
have
ago.
done a bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. It's all fun though.
But in general, I've been seeing this pattern all the time as I get older is just, wow, that last 5 years really flew by. I'm just thinking the next 5 years is going to really fly by.
Definitely.
And then it's going to get faster and faster and faster.
Okay, slow down.
And then you're 70.
Slow down.
So enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
I know.
So many more burns in my future.
Okay.
More than likely.
Oh no. We lost our background.
Come back. Yeah, so this has been a really good week so far. I've burnt my hand. I got served papers.
I don't think you should
Monday
go too far
or
into that.
Tuesday. Yeah. Nope.
No.
Not good.
Not good podcast conversation.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, it's just been a great week.
We can save that
and
for
a funeral.
episode 6.
And a funeral this week.
You can talk about that. If you're going to bring us down, you can talk about the funeral.
Yeah.
You had a death in the family.
Yes. My grandfather died.
Yeah.
91 years old.
They tend to do that.
Yeah. He lived a good life, long life, 91. My mom was just recently up there for his birthday, so that makes me feel good that she saw him and was able to kind of say her goodbyes and whatnot.
That is good.
He wasn't doing so well.
Because she was saying that for a while.
Yeah.
And it is good that, she had come to terms with it long before. It always sucks when it catches you off guard, even though when it comes to people that old, it shouldn't catch anybody off guard.
Yeah.
But, you know.
It's so hard, and it's better if you like see them beforehand, because if it's been like a couple years since you've seen them, then that's probably really tough. It's your parents, you know, for my mom and stuff. It's her dad. So that sucks. But he's in a better place.
Is he?
Which is not right here.
Yeah.
He's not in any pain.
That often happens too.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes it's better to just have them die because they just degrade over many years and just have a terrible quality of life.
So luckily he wasn't degrading for too long. His mind was kind of going and he wasn't sure who people were, but he could still get around and whatnot. But when she saw him the last time, he just like couldn't get out of bed by himself. He needed help with everything.
Was he in a nursing home or assisted living?
Yeah. For like maybe a year or so or less.
That seems to be.
And then he went on hospice.
Oh, that sucks.
So, yeah. Then he was on hospice, but only for like a couple weeks.
Getting all that
drugs.
Yeah.
They just drug him
the
up.
Morphine.
Yeah.
Basically.
So he felt great. and I guess he was eating really well.
It's like, could you give me some Molly too while you're at it? Yo, shoot me up with some heroin. I want to really feel bliss.
For real.
Yeah.
I definitely, when I'm super old, that's how I'd like to go out maybe.
Yeah.
It's just like.
Do a overdose of some really good drugs.
Yeah. Just take a bunch of Molly.
Sure.
Feel soup and like have all my family there and just feel so much love for them and just like, then I just poof, explode.
I mean, that's good in theory, but I don't think you could, like, if you take too much Molly, that your heart is going to definitely explode. Like, I feel like that wouldn't be a pleasant Molly trip, you know? That's going to probably be terrible. But what you do is you take a bunch of Molly and you enjoy yourself. And then at your peak, when you're totally open and ready to go, you inject yourself with the morphine or whatever it is that just puts you out.
Mm-hmm. What is it what is in the euthanization thing? That they give, because I know some states you're allowed to. I think it's
some heavy dose of morphine or something. But
okay.
I could be wrong. I mean, I probably am wrong. I don't know what it is.
Comment below if you know.
Yeah. I mean, we can Google it, but
true.
You know,
we don't want to lose that.
I know. That was the whole point. I put it up there so that way I can just
look it up.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, while you're doing that,
I'm not actually gonna start Googling because that's just gonna derail the whole podcast. I'm going to save that for certain podcasts because,
like, okay, Google.
I mean, I think it will be good if we're talking about something specifically that we saw on the internet or, you know, is going on.
That is good. I like it.
We can definitely pull it up and discuss.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to get better at not getting distracted on the internet.
Story of your life.
Yeah.
Story of my life.
But it's a good thing.
Like,
I mean, this is the world we live in, and it's good to master the skills of the modern world.
I'm more like, okay, you go over there. I'm going to do my thing over here. I'm going to be doing some yoga.
Well, that's why we have quality time every week.
And two, that's why we just work.
Yeah.
It's because I can just do my own thing, and you can do your own thing, and we're perfectly fine with that.
Yeah.
And we come together.
We talked about this on last week's episode.
Yeah, that's
which
great.
I need to upload.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like the one you.
No. The one we recorded. See, now we're like recording podcasts, but we're uploading last week's podcast while we're filming this week's podcast. So you'll see this podcast next week. So we're like one podcast behind, you know? Mm-hmm. But I don't know if it's going to stay that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess we'll see.
That's too close to tech talk again.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Okay.
You'll be the deciding factor on that.
Well, I guess I was just letting them know. Mm-hmm. So that's why we're confused about
what this is.
Our order of podcasts.
Yeah. So yeah, going back to funeral.
Mm-hmm. Did you cry?
So the one part that I started tearing up at, because it was extremely Christian, and I felt like I was like, it was, I don't know, it was too much Christian talk for me to actually feel and get into my feelings. So it was more when my cousin Becky played Let It Be on the piano, and it was very beautiful. And that's when I actually started like tearing up and stuff.
Wow,
but I think that was more for my dad.
Yeah.
Because my grandfather, love him, but it was, his time. It was good. And like death that really hits home for me is more my dad. I'm still working through that.
Yeah.
That's more what I was crying about. And I was like sitting there like, okay, like I'm about to bawl my eyes out. I need to just like run to the bathroom so I'm not just here crying, because people will come up to me later and be like, oh, it's okay. Or like I felt weird that it was like this whole time I wasn't crying, because it's been like a day and a half since the viewing and to now. So it's like been a lot of time and I haven't cried. And all of a sudden now I'm like bawling my eyes out. So people be like, oh, it's hitting her now, and come and comfort me or something. And I'm just like, it's okay. Not even that. Like, it's my dad, But I feel like they may kind of know that, but probably not.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe. But by the time I was getting up the courage to walk out of the church and go to the bathroom, the song was over. She only played like a little bit.
And so were
the
tears.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, it's okay. But yeah, it was like a military funeral too. So they did the 21 gun salute and stuff.
That's cool.
That was really nice. Yeah. And they gave out like the bullets afterwards and everything. It's very beautiful outside. Freezing. We were in Wisconsin. So it's like 20 degrees outside. But I saw 2 bald eagles while I was out there, which was super cool.
So
a bunch of hawks.
It makes the whole trip worth it.
Well, no, but
like, thank you, Grandpa, for that one last dying gift.
No.
I got to see a few birds.
I just love nature, so those were good perks.
Yeah.
And out in the country, the snow on the ground is so pretty. The sunset leaving the funeral was absolutely gorgeous.
That's good.
It was really pretty, yeah.
Yeah, I hate funerals. Mm-hmm. I don't even know how to have a conversation about funerals, really, because I'm just going to talk shit about them.
Yeah.
I think so many things suck about funerals.
I asked my mom, I was like, do you want like a Christian, like a whole mass and stuff? Because we had mass. It was a whole fucking church.
No.
Yeah, excuse the fucking, yeah. But she was like, I can't have that because I'm not a practicing Christian. She doesn't go to church, so she's not allowed to have that.
I mean, isn't the whole world a church?
Yeah, that's what I say.
Yeah.
But it's, yeah, I guess, because she is still a Catholic. She still prays. She still believes, but she doesn't actually go to church and pay them that no one will do her funeral. And I'm just like, well, don't you have to pay for the funeral anyways? Why does it matter if you don't go there? You're still paying them. It's not free because you go to church there. But I guess that's just their rule. So
I think it's a good rule. Less masses at church.
Well, what?
Right? That
masses at church.
That did make no sense at funerals.
There are, yeah. Okay.
Masses at funerals.
Yeah. Masses at church go hand in hand.
The Lord has a plan for everyone.
Yeah.
He has chosen to take his child back to heaven.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, could he not have done that? Maybe just leave the person that I love here and not be a fucking asshole. And why are you telling me it? How is this making me feel better?
Yeah.
Wow. Thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
I'm not sure, but death.
Yeah.
Death is.
I know, but we have a commercial break now.
Mm.
We have our first sponsor.
Sweet. Who?
And it is
Darkness?
Death.
Yeah. That actually worked hand in hand.
Death comes for everyone. So we'll be right back.
All right.
And we're back.
This was $2.99 at Rolling Oats.
Cool.
Vino Blanco.
Non-sponsored recommendation.
From Italy. It's really nice. I like it. Do you need a little
Sure.
pick-me-up?
Okay, so I just know that this topic brushes up on so many serious topics, and I'm still not sure. I'm like, maybe we should save that for episode 7.
That's fine. This is 6? 5?
Let's save it for episode 10.
We'll do it. That's
How
fine.
about 15?
Okay.
Maybe number 25.
We don't have to talk about it.
I'm just...
I know death is a touchy subject.
Yeah. Well, you know, we all have stories.
I know.
But we have to be in the right mood. We can't just be like, oh, this week there was a funeral. Therefore, let me dive into this related subject.
Is that if I die before you,
which will probably not happen,
bury me
in the backyard.
Oh, no, what's that song? In a bed of roses. Oh, God, I can't remember the song. Put me in the river at dawn.
I have no idea.
Sing me away in the words of a love song.
No clue. Literally no clue.
It's a really good song. Gosh, I wish I could remember it right now.
Can you sing it for me?
Uh-oh.
Never mind. Don't sing it. No. Yeah, I know.
It's like kind of like a countryish song.
Maybe that's why.
Yeah. It's really good.
Got nothing.
You'll have to listen to it. But I want to be cremated, and I want to have my ashes put into a tree pod or whatever, so a beautiful tree can grow out of me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then you can be chopped down and ground up and made into toilet paper to...
No, you'll have me in the yard. Rude. Where are you putting me?
Hey, in the future, people are going to need wood, and this isn't going to... The civilization's going to break down.
I mean...
The nature's going to overtake everything. This whole neighborhood's going to grow into a beautiful forest. And some future human who crawls out of the cave and has to repopulate the earth by sleeping with his own sister or daughter, or who knows who survived with them. He's going to need to make toilet paper because civilization is advancing.
Circle of life.
Exactly. And it's time to invent indoor plumbing, and he's going to make it big in the toilet paper industry. And that's going to be...
His name was Charmin.
Yeah. Somebody update his Wikipedia, please.
But yeah, I'm down for it. You know, whatever comes.
Yeah.
And...
It is the circle of life.
Yeah. As long as I'm a tree after that or before that. I'm good with it.
But that's cool. I wish you could just be buried in the earth. Like, I hate the idea of a casket. It's so dumb. And embalming a body so it doesn't decompose.
So too, when I was at the cemetery, I haven't been into a cemetery in a really long time. And the last one was there, I was much younger. I think we started going up and like visiting my grandma's grave and stuff like that. But she passed away when I was getting my first communion. Yeah, during first communion. So I was like 10 years old. We'd go up there to Wisconsin every now and then and visit her grave. So that was the only time I really went to graves. My dad was cremated. But I never thought of actual people in the ground. And this time, when I was at a cemetery, I'm just like, oh my gosh, there are literally boxes full of people in the ground right now. Like, that is so creepy. And you're just like walking over them.
How have you not thought about that, though? I feel like I think about that all the time. Just like...
I haven't been there and thought of this. Yeah. Like, I haven't been to a cemetery. Like, before I was like young and like naive and like, I don't think of that stuff. I'm just like, la la la, you know, just like.
It's a beautiful park.
I know. But like, I would always like walk around and like not step on things. I was so funny when I was younger too. I like make sure like I wasn't stepping on anybody because I knew, but I never actually thought about it and envisioned people down there. But this time I was envisioning and I was like, stop it. Be naive.
Yeah.
Don't think about that.
Did you actually see his hole dug and like him lower down?
No, they didn't lower.
Oh.
But he was, the grave was dug and he was just on top because they had to do the flag and everything. So he had to be up.
That's how you can really visualize it because you're like, oh, this square hole is dug right on this grid and there's all these different headstones and just a grid of boxes for no reason. What is the point of keeping a box buried in the ground with a slowly decomposing body that's been embalmed?
It's to where all this gonna go?
Yeah, and then what? And then you wait 100 years till all their family's dead, and you just dig it up and you move it somewhere. When you got to build a Walmart. I mean, they dig up cemeteries.
I know.
They put them
somewhere.
They probably cremate them or rebury them somewhere, which is totally a waste of time and energy too.
Yeah.
It's like the body's done. It's gone. Leave I guess you can have a headstone.
You just need to bury them like upright.
Yeah.
I guess you have to dig a bigger
Easy
hole.
for you to say, Nick,
hole.
you're not sentimental. You don't have a heart. It's like, dude, they're dead.
Yeah.
It's gone. It's over.
I like, I don't know. I don't have like a tombstone to go back to with my dad, but I know like he's in like my mom's house and too, like, I don't know, but I never like go to him and like talk. If I ever want to talk to my dad or whatever, I'll just like talk out loud or think something and like, I don't know. I'm just like, but really I don't actually do that much. Yeah. I just like, I'm like, I just wish he was here. Yeah. I'm not ever like, hey dad, like blah, blah, blah. I know that helps some people for sure. And like whatever helps you, but I don't, you could do that anywhere.
Yeah,
really.
For sure. I feel like you do it more looking at pictures than you would just sitting there.
Reminiscing. Yeah. I do that more. Or like, yeah, I think more reminiscing. Because I can't think of anything recently, but I know before I was having like a tough time. Yeah. So I was just crying all the time about just like, I miss him.
It's normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get it at weird times like pictures and movies. That does it a lot where like certain scenes in movies, then you can be like, oh my God, I'm about to fucking cry. But it has nothing to do with the movie. It's like some other thing. It's
a lot of the times too when like before as well, when like things would come up and I would just start crying. I'm like, I don't even know why I'm crying. And I think it's just I'm just releasing everything in my body. It has nothing to do really with what's like going on.
Well, you can relate thing, so you can
certain
feel
things,
this
but sometimes
deep
it's like
feeling.
not even like I could listen to a song and it's just like a saddish song and the beat gets me or whatever. God. And I'm just crying and I'll just be like, I miss dad and stuff. And it's just songs. Yeah. But that's normal.
That's
hopefully won't happen all my life.
I feel like
that'd be nice if I could get over that at some point.
I feel like we're tiptoeing around this conversation still.
Oh yeah.
But I don't think it's the right time to dive in.
Mm-hmm. I guess not. Sure.
I mean, unless you think so.
I don't know. Yeah. A few more glasses of these and.
Well, okay, but it's a long conversation.
But I'll also be like smiling and be like, oh yeah, because I'm like wine drunk.
Not yet. Getting there.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If we have that conversation, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know we could do it. We definitely. I know we talk about different things throughout the weeks that we're gonna talk about.
Yeah.
And because we're kind of in a mood when we're like just some random day, we're in the mood to talk about something, and then we're like, oh, let's talk about that this week on the podcast.
Boop.
And then
mood passes.
The next day comes and it's something else. That's okay.
How did we meet? We never went over that.
I thought we did, didn't we? I feel like we've just told the story a lot, but yeah, maybe not on the podcast.
Yeah, I don't think people know how we actually met.
Yeah, you came over to my house.
Oh, maybe we did.
My baller beach house.
Yeah. Did we talk about this?
And by mine, I mean I was renting it with 2 other people.
Yeah.
But it was nice. Mm-hmm. And then you came over randomly.
Wait. Did we talk about this before?
Vaguely, yeah. I think so.
Okay. Yeah. Just kidding then.
Exactly.
Just kidding.
I think we talked about it.
I was just like, I don't even think we had like an intro one where we were talking about us, but I guess we did.
No, we just kind of dive right in on these things.
Yeah.
You guys are just going to have to figure out the backstory. If you care enough, if you're listening to all of these and you care enough.
You'll buy our book and read our autobiography.
There you go.
Yeah.
But,
I guess
you'll listen long enough, you'll piece it together.
Yeah.
Sure. That's what's good about podcasts, Kind of over time, you just kind of figure out who you are.
You got to figure out our storyline.
It's like therapy. It's great. They say you should talk to somebody, and that's just so you can talk about yourself.
I do want to go to therapy. I actually called up my therapist and asked her.
You know how she she wants to go to therapy? Like if you just saw her?
How?
She's a white girl.
Crickets.
I'll hit the wrong button.
You're going to fuck it up. First of all,
every white girl wants to go to therapy.
Therapy is amazing.
Every white girl in the world.
Everybody should go to therapy.
You know what else is amazing? Just deal with your problems. Hold it in and never express yourself.
Good. So I can burst at the seams and take it out on people who don't deserve it? Yeah,
No,
let's
you
do that.
definitely need
healthy.
to express yourself, but it doesn't have to be in a therapy session. I really believe like podcasting or like diaries and things like this are forms of self-expression.
Diaries, for
fucking
sure.
turn on a camera and start fucking posting videos of you talking about all the things you want to talk about. Get it off your chest, and then you'll actually have other people who relate with you. Oh, you're like, not the shit that I'd be saying.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be great. I'm sure people could relate, but
well, you just tried to get so serious on this podcast. That's something that
death
you
is
would
a thing
talk
we have to deal with every day.
Oh, but
So-
your other problems are not. They're unique.
Well, no, it's just like, I don't know. I want feedback. I want to know how to deal with them.
Yeah.
I want to know how to handle
Well,
things.
you would get a lot of comments on YouTube about,
This
shut up,
whiny
bitch. That would help you toughen up.
Oh, for sure. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's what I need. Toughening up.
This is just good advice for lots of people who are on the brink of a mental breakdown,
Yeah. No.
which
There are
is
too
not
many-
you, by the way.
I know.
Okay.
There are too many people out there just whining about their problems, which, you know, talk to your friends, talk to people, but like kind of like watch what you're all putting out there, because
Oh,
then
I
it can
get
just
it.
seem like
I've changed my mind because here I was thinking like, yeah, put yourself out on a podcast or do this, any form of like talking to other people about what your problems are is like a good form of therapy for you. But it is terrible to talk to your friends all the time about your problems or just post to the internet. So it's actually good to have therapy because nobody else wants to hear your problems except for somebody who you're paying and will never tell anybody that you're a mess.
Exactly.
I get it.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I'm just such an open book that I just can deal with my problems out in the open and just like talk about my shit and just own up to it, or like be self-aware about it at least and not make excuses.
Yeah.
Just, this is who I am. I mean,
So I do, yes, but I like have these like underlying issues. I have like that I just recently found out a couple months ago, abandonment issues. And it's like there are certain things that I am getting over, because I think actually saying that out loud to you really helps.
I'm your therapist.
I know.
Yeah. And now I'm using your trauma for content.
Money, please.
Give me all your views and likes. Please like this video, by the way. Share this podcast with a friend.
Yeah.
We would really appreciate it.
It's too, I'm the type of person who I don't look like putting my issues onto other people. I love that people can come to me and they trust me and they come to me for advice, and like, two, they know I will never judge them. I love that. But like my things, I just like, I've put them on people before and it's backstabbed me, and I've just learned like not to do that. And two, like I was an only child, so I feel like I'm very reserved in that way. I definitely open up to you a lot. I open up to a lot of my friends, but there are certain things that I haven't even realized, and that's why I need a therapist to kind of like dig into my mind and like make me like figure it out and say things that I won't even admit to myself, which is super amazing. It's like such a gift that they have when you find the right therapist.
Yeah, that's
I've
got to
been
be
through many.
such a just roll of the dice. Like,
It is.
How do you go about finding a therapist? It's not like you can just talk to any person.
Yeah. So
and-
I don't actually know. I've been going to one since I was like younger. After my dad died when I was 14, 15, my mom started sending me to therapy, and it was awful. And I never really got into it, and I hated everybody, and like I never clicked with anyone. So I don't know, but I know this time around when I was actually like spilling my guts out to people I didn't even know and just telling them my life story and stuff.
You would just get in an Uber and literally
Cried in my Uber and
tell
just like,
them your life story
I know.
and all your trauma.
My Uber guy was the best though. I was crying to him about my dad, and he was just like, my sister died, and like I understand, and like this and that. And he's like, he'd be proud of you and whatever. And I was just like, And like, thank goodness I had him and like not some like person who had never experienced death or like, I don't know. It was just like,
but
you
still,
crazy
you should
person.
not just
He gave
be
me 5 stars.
bawling your eyes out to your Uber driver.
I was super wasted.
That is
and I had my little puppy with
bad
me too,
etiquette.
Molly. Yeah. I mean, hey, don't work at 3 o'clock in the morning if you don't want a crying girl in the back of your car.
Don't pick up drunk girls if you don't expect bawling your eyes out.
No, it's don't work at 2, 3 in the morning.
Why? That's when girls cry?
That's when the bars close. That's when we leave. That's when we're drunk.
That's
and
when
we're
you
just,
cry.
Yeah, because I'm super drunk and I'm just like living my best life.
Slow down on the alcohol right now.
It's super early.
Okay.
We have 5 more hours.
Only when you're super drunk and it's super late.
Yeah. And 2, when I'm like working through my traumas.
Yeah. Well, we were already circling around it, and that's why I'm trying to, steer us out of the event horizon. Mm-hmm. That's a black hole reference in astrophysics, if you guys didn't get that.
Ooh.
Nice. Okay. Nobody? Crickets? Cool.
I mean, I'm sure I've seen it before.
Yeah.
I know I have, but I just can't recall it right now.
It's just you're circling around the black hole, and once you get too close and cross the event horizon, there's no getting out. You're in it. You're in a full-blown death talk.
Yep.
And then the wine's just going to make all the water flow, and it's going to...
I won't cry.
It's going to ruin my
I've worked
equipment.
through it because I was talking about it with someone, and I didn't cry. Oh, who was I? Oh,
But maybe I'm going to cry, and that's what I'm worried about.
Well, let's talk then.
No.
No, I was talking to Kayla when she was here for the weekend and stuff, and I was talking to her, and I could talk about it, and I wasn't crying.
No,
It was
sometimes
good.
you can.
Yeah, because it's due. I think I've like worked past that. There's just certain things when I like really realize things, or if there's like family things coming up, like when we were on the cruise, and our families were meeting, and I was just like, I didn't realize, but I did miss my dad and I wanted him to be there.
Well, now I know never to go to any of your family reunions.
No, it'll be fine. Again. It'll be good.
No.
Yeah.
I'll pass.
What is it? What is coming up that our families are going to meet?
I don't know. Fucking everything. Oh, yeah. Gasparilla.
Yeah, Gasparilla.
Pirate Festival.
Yeah, that'll be
January in Tampa. Mm-hmm. It's going to be huge.
Hell yeah. We have a huge party at my mom's house before.
It's going to be great. You guys are invited. Just hit me up on the DMs. Mm-hmm. Or the TikToks.
Do they have DMs on TikTok?
Hell yeah.
Oh.
Probably. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm kind of just still exploring it.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I'm excited for Gasparilla.
Me too. I can't believe it's been a year since the last one too. Mm-hmm. See, time.
It was such a dope spot, and like walking from there was so good. Everybody loved it.
I got a little too drunk too fast,
Yes,
and that's what I'm going to try to slow down on this year. Is not be blackout by 11:30.
Jello shots. Good luck.
Oh.
I want my Jello shots again. My tequila and lime tequila or Jello shots. My other ones, they were so good.
I mean, I got drunk.
It. I know. I love Gasparilla.
Oh, it was a blast.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it.
And I didn't like die either. It was great.
That's good. You're alive.
Yeah.
I see you right here.
Yeah.
Oh.
Paced it out real well, but was still like drunk. It was awesome.
No, it was a great day.
Yeah.
We're going to do it again. Mm-hmm. If you guys don't know what Gasparilla is,
come
just
check
Google
it out.
Yeah.
But actually, do. Because I'm going to say it's very crowded. Don't come.
I mean, it is very crowded, but
it is fun.
It's good to be in the middle of it.
More the merrier.
It's not that crowded. I mean, you can move around.
In some areas, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're at the very beginning of it when we walk. I'm sure once you get further into it, it's like a madhouse.
I was downtown Gasparilla the first time I went years ago. I was like, I didn't even live in Tampa at the time or St. Pete. This was before I moved here.
Yeah.
I lived up in Atlanta and I went to it.
I don't think people go downtown. That's the thing.
There was a shit ton of people. It just was very different. It definitely was different than what we did last year on the Bayshore.
I've never been to downtown. I've always just done Bayshore. Yeah. You're just yawning over there.
Am I?
You were
I never yawned at all. I don't feel like I'm tired at all. I don't think so. I think I could prove that I'm not.
You were like,
maybe I was just making a weird facial expression, remembering my youth of Gasparilla all those years ago. Because I feel like, that was just a few years ago. But just like we were talking about time, I think that was like, you're yawning over there. I think that was like 12 years ago or something. I forget, like I was young. This was before there was iPhones, I remember, because I had, So it was a while ago.
A Nokia?
Probably.
Did you have a Nokia?
Well, now it's time for a commercial break. And by that, I mean, I'll be right back.
Good. I'm going to grab the wine.
Perfect. And we're back. How'd you guys like those commercials?
They were very long.
Yeah? Seemed pretty short to me. It's probably just because time's flying.
Yeah.
To bring it back to what it was before.
So, with Gasparilla, we were supposed to go to Gasparilla the first time that we met.
Yeah, and then you totally blew me off.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
I ditched ya.
You just stopped texting me. You didn't return any of my texts being like, hey, are you going to Gasparilla? You said you wanted me to go with you. We just met each other.
Yeah.
This was like, I mean, a couple months into it, I guess. Most people would be like, oh my God, I'd be in love after 1 week. And it was like, no, I mean, this was a couple months in, but we were not serious.
September, October, November, December, January, 4 months.
Yeah. But we weren't like dating. We were just like hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you invited me to Gasparilla, which I was thrilled to go since I knew it was a party.
It's going to be so much fun.
And then I texted you about it and you just stopped texting me. You just ghosted me. You straight up ghosted me.
How I remember it was Friday night. I texted you, hey, we have a party to go to. I'm going to pick you up at 9 a.m. Is that cool? Never heard from you again. Saturday morning came. Didn't hear from you. I didn't text you again. You should have answered that one.
Sure.
So I went and had a great time. Did some Molly. No, did some ecstasy.
Wow. You just ditched me. You ghosted me. You ditched me. And you went to Gasparilla and did Molly without me.
You weren't there. Until
how rude.
You didn't answer me.
Okay. So what had happened was I think I broke my phone or something happened with my phone and I was out of not out of a phone, but I had
your messages weren't coming
through. My messages were turned off because of I think I just got a new phone and I set it all up, but my messages were still going to my iMessage on my Mac, like on my computer.
Yeah.
And for like a week, it took me about a week of texting people and nobody was responding. Everybody was blowing me off. I felt like people just all ghosted me. Including you.
Yeah.
And only
it was like a week on Monday or something.
Dude, it was like a week later. I found out like, wait, somebody messaged me and said, are any of your messages going through? And then I checked and I was like, no, they're fucking not. And then I put it together that, oh my God, this girl because I had just been like, fuck it.
You missed
whatever.
Me. Like,
it's over.
Fuck? Why?
It's cool.
No.
And then I actually did miss you.
I know.
And I was like, damn, man. That's so Nick of me to do. Like, just, no, I'm going to ghost her every week. And then eventually it's just a week too long and you just fade away. But this time it was a week too long and I thought you faded away. And it turns out it wasn't a week too long. I could have ghosted you for longer. 2,
you didn't ghost me ever.
No,
we just had a good communication of every once in a while.
That's true.
We would just text each other.
Yeah,
it wasn't like a daily thing.
No, it was like every weekend or week.
Yeah, I think we did it. We hung out like every other weekend or every weekend. Or
I like to set expectations properly right when I meet somebody. I don't do this shit of
not trying to get into a relationship.
I'm going to show her how invested I am in this relationship and just hang out with her all the time until we can't stand each other. And then you can't even like do your own thing because you've set up this whole habit of hanging out every single day and texting every single day. I don't like to do that.
I had just got out of a terrible relationship.
Let's hang out once every 2 weeks. And I'm just going to do my own thing in between. And if you can handle that, then I know that that's a good foundation.
Yeah. Because I worked at Hooters for a little bit there.
You would.
And then...
Hey, you guys want to know how you can tell by looking at a woman if she's ever worked at Hooters?
How?
She's a white girl.
Not true.
With big tits.
Not true.
That was
I mean, I am, but...
She's like, some of those girls work at Tilted Kilt.
And two, we are...
And the ones who can't get a job there work at Twin Peaks.
We don't have any of that down here.
Oh.
I think we have Tilted Kilt
some people get the reference.
Yeah.
It's restaurants where hot girls show their tits without showing their tits. And we love them.
Yeah, we have Wing House.
Okay, that too.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to think of to make the joke relevant to you.
Yeah.
But I don't know Tampa references the way I know Atlanta references.
Do y'all have wing houses up there?
I think. No, not like that though.
Yeah.
But it's definitely.
They're popular down
No, we have Wild Wings, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, yeah, we have that, but they don't.
They don't do that.
They don't dress up like that.
No.
No.
Our sluts hang out at Hooters and Tilted Kilt and Twin Peaks.
Yep.
And lots of other places.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely go there for the food.
I definitely do too. And the view.
Yeah. Hooters food sucks. Depends who's cooking it, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we know why people go there.
I was working there and like...
Bar food is always bar food.
Yeah.
I mean, when I'm hungry and drinking...
But so while I was working there
it.
though, they were like, whenever this cook is cooking, do not get food from there. You will get sick. And I was like, why the fuck is he still working here then? Like, that's so awful. You'll just like get the shits, I guess.
I mean, I have not eaten at a lot of Hooters.
Neither have I.
I'm like trying to think.
While I was working there, I didn't eat there.
No.
I
mean, I don't think I've been to a lot of Hooters except for
worked through my shift
for games.
And I go home and just like shove my face.
Yeah.
Because they don't even give you like breaks. I didn't know how any of that worked. Nobody told me anything. It wasn't that great.
No waitressing job is great, for the record.
You make good money.
Yeah. And you work your ass off.
Mm-hmm.
You deal with a lot of bullshit.
Yeah.
And you're stressed all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get off work and you either just sleep until you wake up and do it again, or you fucking party and destroy your body with drugs and who knows what else.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the life of a waitress.
I could not. I enjoy my sleep.
Yeah.
But I guess if I was on a bunch of cocaine, fuck sleep.
Exactly.
What is that?
That's exactly my point.
I value it. That's why.
How'd we get on the topic of Hooters and waitressing?
Talking about what I was doing. Oh, this is nice and cold on my hands.
Yeah, but it doesn't really count to say you worked at Hooters. You worked there for like a week.
A month?
A month.
Thank you very much.
That was on your Facebook profile for like 3 years. Just works at Hooters. And I'm like, you've never worked at Hooters since I met you.
I did. When you met me, I was working there.
Maybe you quit that day.
All of my friends want to do things on the weekends and I had to work weekends. So I was like, fuck this job.
I know. How do people do that? Like never have a weekend?
I just got out of a relationship and I was like, I want to fucking have fun.
Yeah.
This is not fun. So I left.
What's it? Am I misreading the time? Okay, it's good. I'm like, didn't I just switch that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you did, yeah.
Yeah, the like people who work waitressing jobs or industry jobs never have a social life because they're always working during the peak social times. And then the people who have like real jobs, 9-to-5 jobs, never fucking have time or money to do anything on the weekends either because they got to do all the shit they don't get to do during the week to catch up on their normal life. And then they never go out.
That's not true though, because a lot of the people just work their 9-to-5 jobs Monday through Friday so they can drink on the weekends. And they never pursue their dreams and like wants and things like that. Is because they're like, okay, it's Friday. I need a drink to forget about my work. I hate my job. I just need to de-stress, this and that. We drink all weekend, maybe just till Sunday, recuperate Sunday. And then it's like, oh, on Sunday you're just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna figure out my life and what I want and like work on my dreams. It's like, oh, well, now it's Monday.
Yeah.
So now I have to go back to work.
It's awful.
Like, I need to de-stress. Saturday comes, you drink. Friday, you drink, blah, 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 drink. And then you never have time to pursue your happiness and like figure out what makes you happy. It's just drinking.
Some people drinking is their happiness.
Yeah. But I'm sure they could find something healthier or
Probably.
less liver destructive. That could be their happiness. But a lot of people don't have that time to think about that. And I feel very blessed that I found yoga. I found things where I can be creative in the sense and make up my own flows and like think about it and lose my mind and lose myself in that and just, flow and meditate and enjoy and be happy. Yeah.
And taking orders.
I couldn't.
And dealing with asshole bosses and people who don't tip.
My friend worked at a place
all day.
And sometimes she would get like awful tips with like $1 or something. And like, it's just like, what?
Well,
like, you just did all of that.
Think we should get rid of tips. I think it's getting out of control. You got to tip everybody 20%, no matter whether they have good or bad service at this point. People are now pushing it to like 25, 30%. And it's like, dude, I'm not like, put it in the bill. Just put it in the fucking bill.
Not even that, but just pay them a good amount. Pay them minimum wage.
Tired of this.
Like, what even is the point of doing that? But I used to work at a bowling alley for a little while there. And it was the same thing. Like, I would, especially at a bowling alley.
Was it a Hooters bowling alley?
No, it should have been.
Unfortunately.
I worked at the bowling alley up the street. And it was, you have people come bowl for hours and they just get water. And they don't tip you. And you have to bring them water because you have to check up on them. And they're like, oh, just some more water, please, which is free. So you give them free water and then they don't tip you. And it's like, you've been here for 4 hours and I got no money from you. Please leave so I can like make some money. Or people will be there and they'll order everything. You're diligent, this and that. And it's just like a couple dollars. And I would make, at most, I made $60
in their
in a
defense,
night. And that's fucked up. It is a bowling alley.
You work at a bowling alley.
Exactly.
I'm glad you knew where I was going with that.
I know. That's what I'm saying too. Like, I don't think I've ever tipped anybody, but then again, I've never went to a bowling alley since I've been like an adult or like bought anything. But it's like, I wouldn't expect that either. But it's like the fact of the matter that I'm just like, they're working. And two, it was just up the street. And like, I could just like ride my bike there. And they were like, oh, we'll teach you bartending too and stuff. And I was like, fuck it. But everybody who worked there was like super young. And it was just very like, and like you have to wear this earpiece. And like, I have bad ears. So while I'm talking to people, getting their orders, because they're talking continuously through that, I had to pull it out of my ear so I could talk to people. And then I forget to put it back in because they're just talking a bunch of nonsense.
What are they telling you?
Nobody's ever calling me. Sometimes it was who changed the station on the radio, because
just a bunch of drama fighting.
People would go so crazy. Like if there was a certain song that would come on, the area would go nuts and people would just be like loud as fuck and like dancing and shit. And they were just like, who changes to the station? Everybody needs to change it back. We need to just like calm, like not calm, but like not
Let's not turn this into a riot.
Not turn it up. Yeah. And like, you know, we need to bring it down to like a good level just so like the top.
What was the song? Little 40s? John?
No, it was like a lot of them were when that what was it? The girl, oh God.
Oh, that narrows it down.
No, not Nicki Minaj, the other one.
Cardi B?
Yeah. One of her songs that came on, and like, it was like, someone put it on like a rap station, and we should just kept it on like on the top 40 or something.
Are you implying that rap station makes people turn up as though they're all influenced to turn into rioters
at this
because
bowling
of
alley?
Hip-hop music?
At this bowling alley?
What are you trying to say at this bowling alley, Erin?
I don't know.
What you saying?
You take it however you want to take it.
That
I'm just saying,
hip-hop turns
we weren't
people up.
allowed to play it there because
I take it.
Everything was being turned up, and it was just like, it was too much for the establishment because it's supposed to be like a family-friendly place.
Fuck the establishment.
And everybody's like booty dancing and shit. It's just like, whoa, what is going on? Or like, rapping real hard and
Yeah,
stuff.
they didn't go there to bowl. They're going there to
Turn
have
into a club scene, and this is like a family establishment.
That's got to be an awful job too.
Which one?
Bowling alley.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, honestly, all jobs are pretty awful.
It depends. Once you're there for long enough, because I work some of like the bowling leagues, those you will bank. They're there every week. Shitload of people. You get everybody's a regular. You know them, and they tip you so fucking good because you know their drinks. You bring them, blah blah blah. It was good, but the people who've worked there longer are honed in on that, and they have they're grandfathered in. So you don't get that. You get these other lanes with the free bowl, and that's where people may or may not tip you.
You don't get the Big Lebowski's.
No.
You get my reference?
Yeah. No, I don't.
She worked at a bowling alley and doesn't get my Big Lebowski reference. She's never seen the Big Lebowski.
I have, but I don't really remember it.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious.
I should say no, but I'm pretty sure you had another one before, and I said, yeah, I've seen it.
You asked anybody on the street, like, what's the first thing that comes to mind when I say Big Lebowski? Do you know what they would say?
Bowling alley.
Yes. I mean, they would just say bowling, but I think the alley is implied.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I get points. I mean, I'm guessing.
I guess we'll have to watch that movie.
I'm down.
That way you can get all the bowling
so I
references.
Can forget it in a couple weeks.
Well, maybe the movie, but I feel like you'll
know it, or at least this time.
No, you'll watch the movie and you'll just feel like you understand what it's like being there because you used to work and serve them.
Yeah.
Waters for no tips.
I also only worked there for like a month.
Yeah.
Not even. That was 2 weeks.
How many jobs have you worked at for only a month?
Only 2.
Oh. How many jobs have you worked?
4.
Only 2.
No, I've had 4 jobs.
All right.
So about 50-50.
Yeah. I'm not hating on it. That's one of the things I like about you. You have the same philosophy as me of you're at work and you're like, yeah, okay, this is work. This sucks. I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Bye. Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, once I was over it.
Going to work sucks. Yeah. I felt it ever since my very first job. Was just like, this sucks. Mm-hmm. This just feels so backwards to what my spirit wants. I said, I'm not going to do this.
Yeah.
I don't have to. What's going to happen if you just quit? What's the worst that could happen? Uh-huh. You'll figure it out.
For sure. But
and here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Quality Time Podcast.
Which is at about 3 minutes left, by the way.
So my first job, though, was at Publix. Great job. Because I was high the entire time.
That sounds awful, though.
It was wonderful. I was so, being high was so normal that's the only way I could function, really. Yeah. So, going to work high was great. And I had these amazing baggers that, I would just, make friends with them.
Sounds like such a slang term. Yo, call in the baggers. We need to get rid of some evidence, if you know what I mean.
It was so good.
We need to bag some groceries.
Mm-hmm. Bag it up.
Yeah.
Fuck it up.
Whoa. Don't start hip-hopping around, all right? I'm not trying to turn up in this room right now. I know what that music does to people.
Yeah. Woo! But, so, the baggers were great. I have such good friends that were baggers. And, one of them was I remember this clearly. He memorized all of the Batman cartoons.
He sounds special.
And he would repeat them with their he would change up his voice and would have the sound effects and stuff. And I would be high just listening to this and just imagining and just
dude, he's over here thinking, I am winning over this pretty girl, the love of my life that I have had a crush on from the corner. This is the saddest part of the story. You haven't even heard it yet, okay? Not only is he thinking that this girl is so infatuated with his Batman stories, he doesn't even know that she doesn't get any of his references.
No, I don't.
Not a single Batman reference is impressing her because she's never heard of any of them.
No, he's not telling me Batman references. He's telling me point by point what is going on in this episode.
Oh, so you should get the references now.
I do.
The new animated Batman series?
Not new. This was how long ago?
Well, it was called that.
I guess
but
so.
that was, I'm talking about the one in like the the 90s, I guess, mid 90s.
Must be, yeah.
I don't know. You can't tell time
came
anymore.
and gave me like CDs of them too. And I was like, thanks.
Oh.
He was.
I mean, this kid sounds awesome, actually. I mean, the Batman series was pretty good.
He knew all of it. He was like, he would like change his voice. I don't know. He was so good.
Please do an impression.
I can't. I don't know what they say. I could do an impression, but.
Well, I did even bring up the other day, like, we should download the new Batman or the old Batman cartoon and watch them. I kind of want to watch them.
Yeah.
And she was not too thrilled with that idea.
I'd rather watch other things first.
Okay, would you rather listen to them on audio tape given to you by...
He would act them out kind of too. He'd like... And like...
I mean, I'm down to do that, but I got to watch them again first because even I don't get my own references.
Great. Yeah.
Well, on that note...
Wait, my second job then was at a watch repair shop.
Okay. You're going to have to save that story for
I love that job.
Episode.
So then after that
6.
was the jobs that I then hated and like didn't want to work for people anymore. We got it next week.
We won't talk about that next week, probably.
Maybe.
We're going to talk about something completely different. I feel like that's just the trend.
Yeah. Tune in.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Could go anywhere. I think Batman. Okay, guys. Thanks for watching this week. Make sure to subscribe and like and leave a comment and share this with a friend and tell your mom you love her.
Yes. And your grandparents.
Yeah. Before they die, because that's what grandparents are supposed to do.
Everybody dies. Okay. See you.
Bye, guys.